Hey everybody, Dr. Connor here from Outbound Chiropractic. Today I have the privilege of having Elizabeth Levenis from Arrow and Bow Wealth Advisors here. Today we're going to be talking about finances and some good strategies to start the year off right. As a chiropractor, I work on people in all sorts of different states of stress. Stress is so common here in the office, and especially mental stress can be one of the major causes of stress, and that is usually attributed to some sort of financial cause. Okay, so finances can cause a lot of different mental stress, and one of those, actually a lot of Americans, about 70% of them are actually just living paycheck to paycheck. So it's causing a lot of stress in people's lives.
Yeah, Dr. Connor, 64% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency, and that can cause a lot of financial stress. So living paycheck to paycheck or not having enough in cash reserves can actually cause physical stress. And that could lead to anxiety, depression, weight gain, insomnia. And with a little bit of knowledge, people can be equipped with the tools they need to avoid some of these physical ramifications of financial stress. So thanks for having me today.
Of course.
So today I'm going to outline 7 key components to financial wellness, because you're a wellness practitioner. We like to think that the work that we do helps people become healthier in their financial life as well. So the first component is reliable income. Everything I'm going to talk to you about today hinges on reliable income, not excess income you might get, but what can we depend on month to month. So for salaried professionals, this would be your base salary, not bonuses or commission. For commission-based only, this would be what's the bare minimum you can bank on. And then if we don't have enough income, don't be afraid to go get a second job. Drive for Uber Eats or Grubhub and boost some income to really hit the goals that you're looking for. So that's the first key component. Second is a budget. So Dr. Connor reads financial books, so he knows some good answers here. But what do most people think? What do most people think of when I say the word budget?
I would say probably it's what to not spend money on and what to spend money on. Basically, just restrictions.
Restrictions.
Yeah.
And how I saw your interview with Brandon over at CrossFit Pineville, and how does that do when we restrict ourselves too much?
Not too good.
Not so great.
We start to fizzle out usually. We quit pretty early.
Yeah, same thing in finances. So we don't want to place too many restrictions. In fact, and a word that I would offer up in lieu of restriction is modification. So what's the trade-off? Not necessarily depriving, but asking, if I'm not going to do this, then what's the alternative? Okay? But I'm going to give you one of my absolute favorite tips for budgeting today. Okay? So this is for those of you out there that have been trying to budget and scribbling down every single dime you spend, or you've got a big fancy Excel spreadsheet that you've got outlined into 20 different sections so that you can track everything. That's great, but we're going to call that, moving forward, a budget audit. Okay? So no longer are we going to call that your budget. We need to add that word audit onto it. It's got very valuable information, but we're going to use that to create a very sustainable budget moving forward. Okay?
Nice.
So the rule is, if you haven't noticed, talk with my hands a lot. The rule is a 50-30-20 rule. So, Dr. Connor, I'm going to place my notes on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to make a circle. We're going to draw a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do? You're going to draw this.
Okay.
I got this. Okay. All right. I got this book here. Here we go.
All right.
All right, Dr. Connor. I need you to draw a circle.
Okay.
Really good circle.
Might be bad. We'll see.
Okay.
It's kind of an oval, but
That's perfect. And split it in half. We're going to split the circle in half. Right down the middle. Okay. Then I need you to put your pen in the middle of that line.
Okay.
And draw a peace sign, but only on one side.
Okay. Let's go down.
Boom. Okay, so what we've got here is a 50-30-20 budget model, okay? And the 50%, the largest section, okay, that's half, is our essentials, okay? So I want you to write 50% essentials. And if you're watching this, hit pause, grab a piece of paper. I promise it's worth it, okay?
Forgive my handwriting. I'm a doctor. I have terrible handwriting.
It's awesome. I know what it means. Okay, so then our second largest section, 30%. I want you to write 30% lifestyle choices.
Lifestyle choices.
Lifestyle choices. And then in our bottom section, 20% financial priorities.
The biggest word for the smallest.
You could just
section of
put
life.
financial.
Financial.
But we do need a hierarchy for prioritization. So let me just go show this. Dr. Dolly, can you tell me if you can see this? It's good. Okay. So, at the top of your circle, Dr. Connor, what is coming in to our budget here?
At the top of the circle.
The top of the circle, key one, a key component number one in financial wellness.
Ooh,
Reliable.
Reliable income. That's right.
Okay, so at the top, I want you to write reliable income.
Reliable income.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't want to hate on everyone who has been maintaining a budget in their Excel spreadsheet or on their sheet of paper, because this is what you need to convert what you have, which is not sustainable, into a very sustainable tool that you can use moving forward, okay? The brain can't process so much information at once. And we know that humans are terrible at mental math. So we always overestimate what we have and underestimate what we've spent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Connor is about to have a baby. So when you're thinking about how much you spent at the store, you might think, maybe it was $100, but it was $120.
Mm-hmm.
Then you went to another store, it was maybe $40, but it was actually $57, right? Because tax and all those things they get you on. So in order to make sure this is sustainable, I want you to take your reliable income, write it down, so this is all household reliable income. Do the calculation, so divide it by 2 in your essentials column. Multiply it by 30% in your lifestyle choices, and then 20% for financial priorities, okay? I'm not gonna get into all of the 50, 30, 20 today, but I'm gonna give you a basic, the basic line items that go in each, okay? So in the 50% column, this is gonna be anything to help keep you alive, and I like to add healthy, okay? So for my budget, this has some give, I would actually put chiropractic care in the essentials column, okay? Some people may put chiropractic care in the 30% lifestyle choices, okay? It depends on what you define as essential. Is being clothed and fed and shelter over your head, is that enough for you? So mortgage, groceries, clothing, or is living a healthy lifestyle a priority for you, okay? So then lifestyle choices, this would be eating out, going out, any extracurricular activities. For me, this would be, we do Ruck Club. So if I'm gonna spend extra on that, travel, it's a big one, okay? And then 20% financial priorities, go ahead and put it in there, because the key to this is we're gonna pay ourselves like a bill, okay? So in the 20% column, what's important is this does include revolving credit, okay? So credit cards, revolving debt. Credit cards, car payments, student loans will still fall in here. So in just a moment, we'll get to why we want to eliminate those so we can free up more of the pie. But the key to success here is to go through, take your budget, do the audit, and then set up 3 different buckets or 3 different accounts that are actually named essentials, lifestyle choices, and financial priorities. Question, do you like taking a cold shower?
I don't. Sometimes I force myself to do it.
Sometimes for, athletic performance and boosting our metabolism. Right. But on an everyday, you wake up in the cold. No. So how do you keep your shower warm at home?
Keeping it by using as little hot water as possible, saving it for the shower, and keeping the knob turned.
What makes it turn hot?
The handle.
The handle. What part? You have to pay a bill to make it turn hot, right? Okay. My point being, people don't skip paying their bills. Okay. Americans pay their bills. It's just something that's ingrained in our culture somewhere along the way. They didn't teach personal finance in school, but they drilled into us, pay your bills. Okay. So what we have to do is switch our financial goals into a bill, because if we're pre-wired to pay our bills, and our financial priorities fall into that category, we're gonna have a higher likelihood of getting those goals funded, okay? So this all falls under budget, which is component number 2 of financial wellness, but component number 3 is the emergency fund, okay? So I already mentioned 64% of Americans are unable to cover a $1,000 emergency, okay? So we get questions all the time as advisors, what is a good dollar amount to put in my emergency fund? And there's multiple schools of thought, but two really good rules of thumb are 6 months of expenses or 3 months of salary, or some combination of the two. Okay, so that's component number 3. Questions so far?
No, it's all very, very interesting information here. I'm really, really liking this. I'm sure our audience is too.
I'm sure they're loving it. People love to talk about finance, you guys, but I love it. I'm passionate about it. Okay, so step 4, build your savings. Okay, and I'm not talking about people retire maybe 55, 65, age 70. Okay, and a lot of times advisors, my team advisor, we like to talk about saving for the long term, saving for retirement. So oftentimes clients will call and they'll say, you're going to be so mad at me because I just went on vacation to Disney World. And I actually say, no, that's what I want you to save for. That's what I want you to do. So every year, especially at this time, take some time, go through your budget audit, check your sources of income, but also spend some time putting pen to paper. What are your goals for this year? In fact, we found it's helpful when you boil it down to what's your single biggest financial priority in 2021. Okay? Write that down, put together a game plan to save for it, carve it out in your 20%. It's not on here anymore. Carve it out in your 20% pot and set up an auto draft each month from your reliable income to fund that goal. Okay? Because we want you to enjoy life along the way while you're saving for retirement. Okay? Number 5. One of the most glossed over financial concepts is understanding credit, the cost of borrowing money. We talk so often about a rule of 72 in investing, how long it takes to double your money, the value of starting early, but we don't talk about how to minimize the cost of credit. And so for many American families, the largest asset that they own is their home, when really that's the largest liability that they have. Okay, so what we want to do is make sure that we are minimizing the amount of that liability by reducing the interest rate that they have on the mortgage. That comes about by having good credit. So some good resources for that would be apps like Experian or Credit Karma, where you can track, monitor, and better understand your credit. But I wanted to make sure to throw that in there today. So number 6 is reduce debt. So remember when you drew your circle, Dr. Connor?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to make sure everyone sees this in all its glory, okay? The 20% financial priorities section includes debt. So the more debt we pay off, the more of this 20% gets to go towards you and your financial goals, okay? So Dave Ramsey actually has a great financial concept called snowballing debt, where you pay off one, and then once that one's paid off, you take the payment you were making towards that debt, roll it into the next one, and when you've eliminated debt, 100% of those funds can be used towards your financial future. It's a great concept, and that goes right along with our 20% financial priorities bucket, okay? So number 7 is plan for retirement. Not just save for retirement, but really create a retirement game plan, a retirement roadmap, okay? Think about what you want, how much is that going to cost, and start saving early. The math shakes out, based on market performance, a 25-year-old that starts saving $75 per month until age 65 will have more money than a 35-year-old who starts saving $100 per month until age 65. And then there's a rule of 72, which we could get into as well, to understand time value of money, how long it takes for money to double. You could Google rule of 72. But having a game plan for retirement will allow you to keep your eye on the long term and understand if the choices that you're making for today are going to impact you in the future. Okay, so that's what I have for today. There's an 8, which is wealth transfer. We're not going to get into that, but hopefully this will help you, some of your patients, be better prepared and better equipped to be more financially fit in 2021. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I got a lot out of that. I'm sure you guys did too. If you guys have any questions or you're looking to get more information about how to get control of your finances, Elizabeth and her team at Arrow and Bow Wealth Advisors, they do such amazing work. They're located just down the road in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And where can they reach out to you if they have any questions? You
can visit our website. We're doing all appointments remotely right now via Zoom. So www.arrowbowwealth.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. So be sure to stay tuned for the next video in this series, in this New Year, New You series, and we'll see you next time. Okay? Thanks.
Bye.